All right, yo, what's good, boys? Today we're going to do a real quick recap on this week and how I performed. So, first of all, first day, obviously we're not going to be trading Monday. It's a bank holiday. So, targets for this day was the new week opening gap. Called that out to the Discord. Saying that, we're either going to go higher to target this hourly gap. I think it was also like a 4-hour gap. Or we're going to go lower off of open, continue this trend, and target the new week opening gap. And yeah, so the mistake I made for this day is not targeting the close. I also learned that it's fine to take trades to the close of the new week opening gap, not just to the opening, I guess you would say, of the fair value gap. So yeah, these were the draws for the day. Go on the 1 minute. Hello, there we go. And you can see off open, we started to rip lower, right? And this entire time, I was waiting for a retrace into any of these gaps to get a fill and a good continuation lower to these draws and liquidity, right? Obviously, we never got that, and once we hit the new week opening gap, I was like, okay, most likely I'm done for the day. So at this point, I was pretty much done. It was 9:40. We delivered 170 points off of open, and I didn't really expect us to immediately flip higher and target, the 4-hour gap or whatever above. There wasn't really a good setup. I'm not going to lie. Price kind of died out the moment that we hit these targets. As you can see, all this chop. I'm not going to sit through this and waste my time. So, yeah, we didn't really get any good setups higher at all. But this was a setup that I missed out, clear, just simply because I just didn't know that, you can target. It is a valid target to trade to this wick right here, going hourly, this wick of the new week opening gap, which is like the entire fill. Like once it hits this, it fills the new week opening gap completely. So that's something I learned. That was actually like an A+ setup for this week. So that was the one A+ setup this week that actually played out. So this one's really good. Got the good retrace, good confirmation out of it to the close of the new week opening gap. Simple 1-to-1, but have been fire. So yeah, we missed that obviously. And then going on to the next day, or the 1 hour. It is right here. Yeah, this is the day that I actually ended up taking a loss. So the only valid targets for this day was these hourly highs, 4-hour highs, as well as this 4-hour gap if we wanted to retrace into it. So what do we do off of open? We dumped lower, and we inverse this 50-minute gap very strongly, right? 9:30, got a nice dump. Inverse the 50-minute gap. Next logical point that we're going to go to is these, hourly lows, the 4-hour gap. All right, so hopped on the 1 minute, and we took this short, right? That ended up instantly getting liquidated, right? So we tapped this gap right here, and good displacement. Everything was perfect. Simple, 2RR setup. I entered about like right here, bottom of the candle. It's about like a 1.AR setup actually, and hold up. And the reason why this trade didn't play out, and the reason why I wouldn't take it looking at it now, is because of ES. ES at this time was extremely choppy. Y'all can go back and look at it, but ES was very, very uncorrelated. Let me actually see if I can pull it up here. ES was extremely uncorrelated at this time, which led this trade to completely fail. I'm gonna start actually using ES for my trades because of this trade. Because seeing how this setup was A+ if you're looking at it on NASDAQ, but ES, it was just fraud. There was no correlation, which led this trade to just chopping and failing. So you can see right here at the time of this trade, we're in a complete range on ES. There's no direction. So now looking at it, I would obviously stay out of this trade, but it's fine. It looked like an A+ setup, and actually ended up not being so. So yeah, that was really like the only trade that day, because afterwards we just ripped higher, no retracements to that hourly high. So yeah, wrong draw on liquidity, and ES is just uncorrelated that day. So really just unfortunate loss. I lost like 700. No, I lost like 650 on each account. So yeah, going on to the next day. The next target right here is this hourly high, right? 9 a.m. open right here, the 16th. And it was just a whole bunch of chop, right? We had the data low off of open right here from 8:30. So, taking a short like this, or even like a short like this, is completely valid. We don't have a retrace into a gap, but it really doesn't matter. We have a retrace, right? We're having good market structure lower, good displacement, good candle closure. This would be a valid trade. I didn't take it though because I just didn't have conviction in this data low. So yeah, we wick this. This would be a break-even point, and yeah, that would pretty much be the trade. But that would be the break-even. Other than that, again, just another day of just full chop, a full entire range, nothing there. So yeah, pretty bad day there as well. And then going into today, very simple, right? We have this hourly gap, and we have these hourly highs, nice hourly highs, and this fat 4-hour gap. So what do we do off of open? We have a nice retrace into the 1-hour gap. This is the trade I took today, break even, right? Got a nice retrace into the hourly gap. And then what happens? We get an immediate flip higher, right? So there's really no reason for us to go lower at this point. So what do? We form a nice rally gap, get a good retrace into the gap. And this is what I've learned recently is with quick retracements, right? These quick retracements, all we get is one little candle into a gap. We don't get multiple candles. It's not like we're getting, this is a 5-minute gap right here, right? It's not like we're getting, a run higher, 1, 2, 3 candles into a gap, and then a huge steady candle. That's an A++ setup. That's like a perfect setup, right? But with these, quicker 1-minute entries, you need to go break even at the internal highs quicker. Because a lot of the times, bro, I've lost, bro. The reason why 2 of my trades recently have lost has been because of this, bro. It's been because we have a small retrace into a gap, and then, like a big push to the next candle, right, where I'm entering in mid-candle. And that's not really like the issue with me entering into the trade mid-candle. It's the fact that we're not getting a full-on retrace, multiple candles really moving down. Instead, we're just getting a gap tap, a tiny little gap tap, and then a move higher, right? So I entered about right here, went break even at this internal high. We're either going to continue moving very quickly to the highs, right? Same thing, like we're getting a quick retrace, we're going to get a quick reaction. So most likely we're either going to rip higher, or we're going to sweep these internal highs, which is where I went break even at, and then we're going to dump lower. It's happened time and time again recently. So I made sure that I did not make the same mistake as I have been. So I went break even at these internal highs, and it saved me. Then what happened afterwards? We pushed back lower for some reason, tapped into the hourly gap again, and then we just ripped higher to the targets with 0 retracements. So it's just been a really rough week, bro. Really rough few weeks actually since the government shut down. I'm not blaming my losses. I've made my own losses, and that's it's completely my fault. But these past few weeks, bro, it's probably been the roughest conditions I've ever traded in, bro. Because price is just unvolatile. We don't really want to move anywhere, and really unclear targets, just no news either. Like we're not forming data highs, data lows regularly, a few times a week. It's just really weird because they're just postponing every single news event. So the volatility is obviously not there every single day, and it's just been overall very rough. So if you're going through a rough time in your trading as well right now, just realize, bro, things are gonna get better. Just continue to learn. Don't blame everything on the news. Don't blame all that stuff. Realize that the mistakes you're making right now, it's because it's your own fault, and there's things to learn. So overall, decent week. Took a loss, took a break even, but we will return back next week. We'll get out of this small bit of drawdown that I'm in, and we're gonna absolutely smash the markets. So if y'all want to join in the Bible study, we're having a Bible study this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna start doing Bible studies every single Sunday. If y'all want to join up, bro, and voice your opinions, talk about different verses that you're learning from, or just your relationship with God in general, your experiences, stuff like that, bro. Just to bring the community together, bro. It's what it's all about, and just all of us growing in Christ together. So if y'all want to join that, that'll be in my Discord. It's left in the description. It's completely free. It'll be this Sunday, every single Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully this video is able to help y'all boys out and understand a little bit about my mistakes this week, as well as some things that I've learned. But other than that, I'll see y'all boys next week for an absolutely banger week. We hope to be able to catch good trades next week. And yeah, so I'll see y'all later. Peace out.